Hello, we're back. So you noticed in her last segment, she spoke about how she asked God to teach her how to pray and how she started writing and listening to other prayers. And so God guided her as she asked. And so I came to Miami Temple, I think in 2015. And shortly after, you came to me with this idea of a prayer line. What inspired you? Where would that come from?
Well, it started the Sabbath when you said you're tired of us sitting on the pew. And I was one who sits on the pew all the time. I mean, right over there, that's where you would find me, right behind that column. You can't see me from behind, but if you're going straight, you'll see me. And I would come in and I would leave. I just want to hear the message. I just want to pay my tithes and just go. I didn't have friends. I didn't talk to anyone. I remember Micheline, when I got baptized, when I got here and when I got baptized, it started with a sermon from Pastor Balvin Graham that Saturday when he asked, if God was to come today, would you be ready? And that hit me. And then he did an altar call. And when he did the altar call, nobody was going up. And I'm like, I'm not going up there. Oh no. The church was packed. And I have no idea how I ended up in the front, but I was crying like a baby. And so he prayed for me. And right after that, Micheline would continue come to me and say, Josephine, what's your spiritual gift? The first time she asked me, I'm like, what? What is wrong with this lady? And so I would see Micheline coming and I would go the other way because she would always ask me, Josephine, what can you do in the church? What can you do? And I said, let me think about it. And I just want to tell her I don't have time. And then she opened up a small group and she invited me. And when she invited me to the small group, I, come across a lot of the people that I now know. They're my family's dear, close friends. And that's how it started. And then when you came along and when you asked, what is God calling you to do? I need people to get out of the pew and do something. And I went home that night and I prayed and I prayerfully think about it. And I said, God, I don't know what I can do. What do you want me to do? Pastor Lafitte gave his email address and said, email me and we'll find something for you to do. And so I emailed Pastor Lafitte. And I know he was not going to answer me. So I was fine because I said, at least I emailed him. So if he doesn't answer me, that's on him. I did try. But not even a minute after I sent that email, he shoots back. He said, let's talk. And I said, oh my God, I'm in trouble.
Called her bluff.
And so we had prayer meeting, and I was on a prayer line for Miami Spring Church at 6 o'clock in the morning. So then I called Micheline, of course, my spiritual advisor, and I said, Micheline, what do you think if we open a prayer line for Miami Temple? And she says, I think it's a great idea. Tell Pastor Lafitte. I said, well, let me get the line ready and everything, and then we talk to Pastor Lafitte. So then I sent Pastor Lafitte another text, and I said, okay, Pastor Lafitte, so this is what I would like to do. I want your blessing on it. And so Pastor Lafitte answered and says, what do you want from, what do you want me to do to get this started? I said, nothing, just your blessing. And I was thinking we were gonna start it a week or two later. We came to prayer meeting, and Pastor Lafitte says, oh, the prayer line will be open tomorrow. I'm like, so we opened the prayer line and we started off with, I think 6 or 7 people, and they come on, and then we dwindled to just 4. Micheline, Sister Coleman, Norma, Yvonne, and myself. So we call ourselves the Fantastic Five. And so we were on the prayer line for a while, and then we got David from Michigan to join us. Then we got Jennifer also to join us. We had Sandra from New York joining us. We have this lady from Orlando joining us. And then we had Wilney and Pearl, and then little by little people start to trickle in. And we've been praying now, and we're in our 6th years, and it's been going great. In the morning when the phone comes in, the minute you say good morning, You don't have to say your name. We already know who you are. We know your name. You'll hear. We're like the Brady Bunch. Is that what it is? The Brady Bunch. You just hear. Good morning, Willie. Good morning, Perla. Good morning, Dana. Just by our voice, and we're like families. And so even in church, when we see each other, it's like such a big welcome. Oh, there goes my prayer partner. There goes my sister, and that's how we started. That's how the line started.
And that's her thought as she sits in my yellow chair. I'll see you tomorrow.